It's April 2025, and if you've been following the Brown family drama since the early TLC days, then you already know. This isn't just some moving truck story. This is the moment, the final chapter of a 2-decade-long emotional roller coaster. Because Janelle Brown, after years of quiet endurance, financial uncertainty, emotional limbo, and yes, spiritual confusion, has officially pulled the last thread connecting her to Kody Brown. The last box packed, the last storage unit emptied, the last memory of Flagstaff gone. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's rewind. The Brown family, once a symbol of polygamous unity, has slowly unraveled in front of America's eyes. Christine left first, then Meri, and Janelle. She was the quiet storm, the one who held on the longest without losing her fire, the one who didn't leave loud but left for real. And while Kody and Robyn clung to what little control they had left, Janelle was out there, silently plotting her exit, one legal document and late-night phone call at a time. This wasn't just a breakup. This wasn't just a relocation. This was a spiritual exorcism, a property war, a dismantling of everything Kody and Robyn tried to build. And the irony, it didn't end with a screaming match. It ended with a pin, a signature, a moving van, and a woman walking away with her head held high. But that raises the question, what took so long? Why did Janelle, the most pragmatic, self-reliant of the wives, stay so long in legal and emotional limbo? What was she waiting for? And why now, almost 2 years after announcing her separation, did she finally say goodbye to Flagstaff for good? The answer lies in a tangled mess of property deeds, legal threats, spiritual manipulation, and one woman's fight to reclaim what was hers. Because this wasn't just about land. It was about freedom. It was about closure. And it was about finally stepping out of someone else's shadow and into her own damn light. And now, for the first time, we get to tell that story fully, truthfully, with nothing left in storage. To understand why Janelle stayed in limbo for so long, you have to understand Coyote Pass. That land wasn't just dirt and trees. It was supposed to be the Brown family's future. A sacred dream Kody sold to his wives when they uprooted their lives from Las Vegas and moved to Flagstaff. He told them they'd each have their own home, their own space, all united on one big chunk of land. A new beginning, a fresh start. But that dream, it quickly crumbled into a logistical nightmare. There were no houses, no construction, just empty promises, unfinished plans, and a growing stack of bills. And guess who helped pay for most of it? Janelle. She used her own money, not once, but multiple times, to invest in a property she legally had no ownership of. Her name wasn't even on the deeds. Let that sink in. While Robyn cozied up in a $900,000 house, fully paid for with the family fund. Janelle was out here living in a tiny RV parked on the land she helped buy, with zero legal claim to it. And Kody? He treated her concerns like a nuisance, brushed off her financial anxiety, dismissed her when she asked for clarity. This wasn't just neglect, it was a power play, one that left Janelle vulnerable, dangling, and very much stuck. And yet, she stayed. Why? Because Janelle isn't impulsive. She's methodical, strategic. She knew if she left too soon, she might lose everything she put in. And the truth is, Kody counted on that. He had a long-standing habit of treating shared money as his money, twisting the rules to benefit whoever happened to be his favorite wife at the time. And surprise, surprise, it was always Robyn. For years, Janelle tried to play nice. She waited for Kody and Robyn to do the right thing. But let's be real, they were never going to. Not unless she forced their hand. And that's exactly what she did. It took the threat of lawyers and formal legal action to make Robyn finally back down. Only then, after months of back and forth, did she sign over the paperwork that gave Janelle and Meri equal ownership of the land. On March 26, 2025, it became official. The land was now split 4 ways, 25% each to Kody, Robyn, Janelle, and Meri. It sounds small, but it was everything. That one legal move unchained Janelle from the grip of uncertainty. It proved that she had power, that she wasn't just another wife waiting for breadcrumbs. She was a co-owner, an equal, and Kody? Well, he just lost the last piece of leverage he had, but ownership was just step 1. The next move, literally, because with the paperwork signed, there was nothing left holding Janelle to Flagstaff. No more waiting, no more hoping, no more pretending. The years of limbo were over, and the woman who once lived in an RV with no plumbing was finally ready to hit the road on her terms. March 26, 2025. It didn't make national headlines. There were no news cameras, no TLC crew camped outside anyone's door. But for Janelle Brown, it was the day everything changed, because that's the day Robyn Brown, the woman who clung to the family dream like it was oxygen, finally signed the papers. After years of delays, deflection, and emotionally manipulative sit-downs, the Coyote Pass property was legally split, 25% to each adult involved, no hidden clauses, no loopholes. Janelle was, at last, on equal legal footing with Kody, Robyn, and Meri. And while Robyn's pen may have been the one to sign, let's not get it twisted. This was Janelle's win. Behind the scenes, she'd been working through lawyers, building her case, keeping every receipt, not just financially, but emotionally. Robyn's signature wasn't a gift. It was a surrender, and it didn't come easy. Robyn stalled for years, playing the role of peacemaker while quietly guarding the land like a gatekeeper. She repeatedly told Kody to make amends, to try and salvage things with Janelle. But let's be honest, it wasn't about love. It was about money. If Janelle walked away without rights to the land, guess who would have gained the biggest cut if they sold? Robyn and Kody. Always Robyn and Kody. But Janelle didn't flinch. She held her ground, and in the end, she won. She posted about it subtly, not with fireworks or bitterness, but with quiet clarity. She shared that the paperwork was finally complete, that she could now move forward, that after all this time, she was no longer trapped. And just days after that final signature, she hit the road. That last storage unit in Flagstaff, the one full of random items that didn't fit in boxes, the bits and pieces of a former life, was finally emptied, gone, done, over. She thanked her friends Angela and Christina for the extra help, like it was just another move, but it wasn't. This wasn't moving out of a city. It was moving out of a chapter, out of years of being gaslit, dismissed, sidelined. And, as she left Flagstaff behind, Janelle didn't just walk away from land. She walked away from the last excuse Kody Brown had to hold on to her. The papers were signed. The land was equal. And, for the first time in years, so was Janelle. It was quiet. No film crew, no balloons, no dramatic farewell hug with Kody on the porch. Just a woman, her last storage unit, and a moving truck packed with the final pieces of a life she'd already emotionally walked away from years ago. But this was the physical goodbye, the symbolic escape. When Janelle Brown posted about finally clearing out her last storage unit in Flagstaff, it might have seemed casual to the average Instagram follower. She wrote about weather windows, wedding travel, and picking up things from Hunter's Place in Vegas. But anyone paying attention knew this wasn't just another errand run. This was the last tie, the final string, the end of a slow-motion exit that had been unfolding since the emotional unraveling we all witnessed in season 17 and 18. She didn't say it loud. She didn't post a fiery caption, but the subtext was crystal clear. I'm gone, and I'm not coming back. For years, Flagstaff had been more than just a location. It was the epicenter of stress, a place that started as hope, that promise of Coyote Pass and wide open land, but became a prison of tension, unfinished plans, and shattered family bonds. Janelle didn't just leave a city. She left the drama, the weight of unspoken expectations, and the ghost of a relationship that was never truly equal. And maybe that's why this move hit differently, because the timing was hers. No TLC pressure, no storyline to fulfill, just a woman making a decision on her terms for her healing. Christine didn't help this time. David Woolley wasn't driving the U-Haul. There was no celebratory scene with music swelling in the background, and that's what made it powerful. Janelle didn't need anyone to co-sign this chapter. She didn't need a sidekick. She didn't need Kody's permission. She just needed to close the door on that storage unit and keep driving. She mentioned passing through Salt Lake City for a family wedding, though it's still unclear who got married, and stopping at Hunter's to grab a few more items. A quiet tour through the Intermountain West, almost like a farewell lap to the life she's leaving behind. And then, all roads led east, to North Carolina, to Maddie, to her grandkids, to land of her own, not shared, not promised, owned. That, right there, is the breakthrough. Janelle spent so many years sharing a husband, a vision, and a dream that was never meant for her. And now, she's building something real, something hers. There's something poetic about it, really. The woman who once slept in an RV just to stay near land she didn't own is now on her way to build a home near the people who love her most, in a state where she owes no one anything, no shared bank accounts, no joint property, no spiritual guilt, just peace and space, and a fresh start she carved out for herself. Now that Janelle is gone for good, and the dust has finally settled over Coyote Pass, we're left with one glaring question. What happens to Kody and Robyn now? Because let's be honest, the family they so desperately clung to, it doesn't exist anymore. Christine's remarried. Meri's off in Parowan, living her best solo life. Janelle has pulled the last of her belongings out of Flagstaff like a symbolic middle finger to everything Kody ever promised. And Robyn? Well, she's stuck in the ashes of a dream she tried to control but couldn't save. This is the isolation they built for themselves, brick by emotional brick. For years, Robyn played the long game. She positioned herself as the obedient, devoted wife, the one who followed Kody's rules, the one who always wanted to keep the family together. But behind that mask was strategy, financial control, emotional manipulation, and a whole lot of quiet influence. She got the biggest house. She got Kody full-time. She cried about wanting sister wives, but conveniently reaped all the benefits of monogamy. But now, she's got exactly what she asked for. Just Kody, just the two of them. No more shared childcare, no more rotating schedules, no more backup moms. just reality, cold, uncomfortable, and incredibly lonely. And Kody, he's not thriving either. His spiritual dream of ruling a celestial kingdom with his multiple wives and spirit babies, that's over. His empire is broken, his reputation shattered, and deep down, even he knows it. You can see it in his face in those later TLC confessionals. The ego is cracked, the confidence gone. All that's left is a man who backed the wrong wife and lost everyone else in the process. What's even more telling is how desperate Robyn was to hold on to the idea that reconciliation with Janelle was still possible. Even up to season 19, episode 20, she begged Kody to keep trying, push the idea of fixing things. But it wasn't about love. It was about control, about keeping the pot of money flowing, the show alive, and the illusion of family unity intact. But Janelle's final move changed all that. There's no more narrative to cling to, no more waiting on someone to come back. Janelle's made it clear she's not coming back, not emotionally, not legally, and certainly not spiritually. She took what was owed to her, packed her bags, and built a future that doesn't include Kody's chaos. And now, the power dynamic has flipped. Kody and Robyn are no longer at the top of the family tree. They're not leaders. They're not hosts of family gatherings. They're just alone in Flagstaff with a big mortgage and even bigger regrets. And while they may still have each other, the one thing they'll never have again: control. While Kody and Robyn are spinning in circles in Flagstaff, trying to figure out how it all unraveled, Janelle Brown is quietly, beautifully building a brand new life, a life she doesn't have to share, defend, or compromise for anyone else's approval. And the best part, she's doing it in the one place that's never let her down, with her kids. North Carolina isn't just a location for Janelle. It's a reset button, a place filled with people who love her for who she is, not for what she can contribute to the family vision. Maddie and Caleb live there. The grandkids are there. Her roots are there now, not spiritual roots tied to some promised celestial kingdom, but real ones, made of hugs, backyard games, and morning coffee that doesn't come with judgment. She's living near family by choice, not obligation. There's no more pretending, no more rotating wives, no more standing around in awkward family circle talks where Kody throws emotional darts and Robyn dabs fake tears. Just freedom and peace. And this isn't just emotional healing. This is practical, empowered rebuilding. She's reportedly purchased property. There are whispers of her helping Maddie and Caleb with their growing Tay-Day Farms brand, whatever it may become. One thing's for sure, it's hers. No Kody, no shared land, no invisible contracts she's excluded from. Just something Janelle can help build from the ground up with people who actually include her because they want her there, not because it benefits their own agenda.